All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakaha, Quadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four quarters of the earth, pushing his truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And as always, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And I'm going to be doing a response video to a video that was uploaded by Apostle Tahar. As you see right here, his YouTube channel is What is the 666 Mark? Okay, or his channel right here is What is the Mark? GMS Truth. Subscribe and be edified. Now, I'm going to be responding to a particular statement he made. So give me a moment here and I'll play the video.
So 2 hours away. Okay, we're gonna give you a permit. You can leave from 9 in the morning. You got to be home at 9 at night. That's a digital prison right there. And like Aaron Russo said when he had the interview with Alex Jones, Nick Rockefeller said we're gonna. This is back in '96, I believe. He said we're gonna take down the buildings. You know, in New York, that Black Swan event. We're gonna, 9/11. We're gonna take down the buildings. Then we're gonna declare 7. I think they said 7 wars, mainly in the Middle Eastern countries, and then we're gonna chip everybody. And if you don't like, if you come against us, we're gonna turn your chip off. Well, that's if you take the chip. If you don't take the chip, you're outside of the grid.
So, as you heard him say, okay, he made mention of the 15-minute cities. In this video, okay, and basically in a 15-minute city, because by then people will have the RFID chip, which is the mark of the BEAST. So in other words, you know, if you want to see a family member that live in another city, you will need to get permission or a permit, like Apostle Tahar said in the video. And basically, you will have to be back by a certain time. And if you're not back by a certain time, you can be penalized for it, okay? They can deduct the money off your chip, and who knows how much money they would deduct off your chip, you know? Okay, so you was 30 minutes late. That's $50 deducted from your account. Oh, you was an hour and 30 minutes late. That's $150 deducted from your account. Oh, you was 3 hours late. Now you have been banned from leaving your 15-minute city. And like Apostle Tahar said, that's literally a digital prison. Now, we already live in a prison. We already live in a prison country, because the same aspects are being played out today. You know, you may go on a week vacation to see a family member, and you know, you might have to be back home by Monday. And if you're not back home by Monday, knowing that you have to work Tuesday, you could be fired from your job and be homeless. You see that? So we live in a complete prison slash police state country. But you see, the so-called elites, they want to take it further. And how can they take it further? Through complete control. And how can the so-called elites achieve complete control of the people? By putting something physical inside of somebody where they can constantly monitor them, okay? Where they can constantly monitor the people. Okay? Because at the end of the day, the New World Order is all about complete control. Okay? The New World Order is all about complete control. Okay? And how can the so-called elites gain complete control over people? By putting a device the size of a grain of rice inside of them. The Wada Yahweh, the Wada Yahweh Shai, for allowing me to cross the street safely. Okay? By putting a chip in them. Okay? Esau is a carnal creature. So how can his mark be spiritual? It don't make any sense. Esau cannot gain complete power and control over you through a spiritual mark. But he can gain complete power and control over you through a physical mark where he can physically monitor your every movements, where he can physically monitor your actions, your daily activities, what you're buying, what you're eating, what your medical condition is. Okay? You know? You know? Where he can physically monitor where you're going. Esau wouldn't be able to completely tell if you was going to live out in the wilderness. If you had a spiritual mark, they would have robots out there looking for you. Yo, this man is off the grid. We don't know where he's at. We got to look for this guy. But if there was a physical mark inside of a person, they would instantly know where you at. This is the type of power that the so-called elites, who call themselves Rothschilds and Rockefellers, this is the type of power they're looking to gain. And the reason why they're the reason why they want to put people into a 15-minute city is so it'd be easier to control, monitor, track, and pretty much control their lives. Because really, the so-called elites, they want to control the lives of everybody. So these different Israelite groups out here teaching that the mark of the beast is sin in all its form, or that it's a spiritual mark, they either sold out or they're too proud to accept that if the mark of the beast is spiritual, how was John the Revelator able to identify what this mark was? Because a spiritual mark is something you cannot see. It is something you cannot touch. It is something you cannot taste, smell, hear. Anything that is spiritual cannot be seen, touched, cannot be heard, cannot be tasted. Okay? So what John the Revelator saw here was a physical mark. Okay? It was a physical mark. So, you know, this physical mark of the BEAST, which is the RFID chip, it has its ties to these 15-minute cities. Yeah, they got the cameras. Yeah, they're gonna have robots monitoring people. But the ultimate form of power and control over the people is going to be that chip. 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Okay? We're not ignorant of the devices of Satan, in which ultimately Satan, which is not talking about the spiritual demon Satan. Satan is talking about the main adversary on the planet acting on the behalf of Satan, which will be the Edomites, which starts with the Rothschilds doing the bidding of Satan here on the earth. Them, their family, and all these higher echelon amongst these different Illuminati families, or so-called elite families, who want complete power and control over the people. Okay? And furthermore, when you go to that word devices, right? It goes back to the Greek word naima, which means an evil scheme or purpose. We're not ignorant to the evil scheme or purposes of the so-called elites. Okay? Ephesians how you doing? Okay, Ephesians chapter 6. I'll just start at 10. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 10. Okay, it says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. You're not being strong in the Lord if you're saying that the mark of the beast is sin in all its form, or that it's a spiritual mark, you know? Being strong in the Lord means holding on to the 100% truth, even if your life is in jeopardy. You know, you're still holding firm to the truth. Okay? So be strong in the Lord. Okay? And the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh. The whole armor of Yahweh is this truth. The 100% truth of the Holy Scriptures. Okay? That includes the nastiness of the Holy Scriptures. You got to put on the whole armor, you know? Because we don't teach partial truths over here, man. We teach the whole truth. You know, we don't deal with partial truths over here. And the reason why a lot of these guys amongst these false Israelite groups is scared to teach that the chip is the MOTB is because they either don't want to lose the bag, they got it easy in this society, which, you know, if you have it easy in this society, you better read Amos 6:1. Okay? Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having it easy in this society, but you got to do the work. You can't take your napkin excuse me, you can't take your talent and hide it in the napkin, okay? The Lord gave you a talent. You're supposed to flip that talent and bring in more talents. make more talents. But again, you got guys who are scared. You know, they don't want to lose the bag. They're hoping to get on Esau's good side for where hell break loose. You know, when you read the book of Joshua, you had Israelites who were scared to go up to, what was it, the city of Jericho? Or was it the city of Ai? And basically they said, there's giants in the land. We can't beat them. They'll crush us. You know? But you had men like Joshua and Caleb, okay, who basically volunteered to go. You know, the Lord ain't looking for cowards, man. Hey, look, we're in the land of giants right now, man. What do you think Esau meant by tech giants? Well, we're standing in the face of tech giants right now, man. Okay, they got all these highly advanced robots, cameras everywhere, technology, drones flying through the sky, monitoring everything. Hey, we're in the land of giants right now. And once again, you get on YouTube and you got guys saying, you got guys selling out because they're scared. They don't believe the Lord can deliver them. You know? Oh shit. He's gonna send the Terminator robots after us and end our families. Like, nigga. So what if you got robots, man? Did you not read the story of King David and his mighty men? Excuse me, one moment. You know? We're in the land of giants right now, man. So then, no, this is no time to be getting weak, scared. You know? We got a mission to do, man. Or just like or just like the time when Goliath came, you know, and confronted Israel. You had Israelites who was afraid to fight Goliath, man. But David, he was known as David at the time. This was before he became king. He said, look, man, I'll fight this nigga. Bam, one shot at his ass with a smooth stone and a slingshot. Okay? And yeah, you know, Esau has all these highly advanced robots. He got all these robots that know how to shoot a gun at 100% pinpoint accuracy without missing. Yeah, Esau got all these high-tech weapons. They got guns that shoot bullets that could travel around corners and strike targets down. Yeah, Esau got robots that can do flips off of stairs and you know, they can climb walls and break into people's houses. Yeah, they got robot dogs and they have all these terrifying technology. But isn't it not written that the Lord said that he would give his elect men spiritual power? Do you believe in that? With all this advanced technology that the Lord gave Esau, You don't think the Lord is going to give his elect men spiritual power to combat against what Esau has? Because you better best believe that what Esau has, he is going to use on the Lord's people. And not just the Lord's people, but all the people who refuse to submit to the New World Order. Because Esau intends on scaring people into obedience. Okay? You know, you're not supposed to be afraid of what the fuck these devils got. So what if you got robots and killer bots and terminators and, so what? The Lord is going to give his men spiritual power. The scriptures tell you that nothing is impossible with the Lord. You know? But again, because our people don't believe what is written in the volume of the book. Okay? Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. And when you go to that word wiles, it means tricky, it means cunningness. It means cunningness, craftiness. What did the book of Genesis say about Esau? He was a cunning hunter of the field, man. Esau studies animals, their behaviors, how they act, when they decide to eat, when they don't eat. So you don't think he studies people? Okay? For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay? This is what we wrestle against. You go. The Wada Yahweh Shah, for allowing me to cross the street safely. You know? So how can you stand against the wiles of the devil when you're teaching that the mark of the beast is something spiritual? You're not going to be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Being able to stand against the wiles of the devil, means that you have 100% clarity. You have 100% clarity as to what's coming on the earth, and knowing how to counter it. But how can you counter something when you're woefully unprepared? And now you got guys teaching that heathens can make it. They're going to receive immortal bodies. Just complete madness, man. And that's not going to happen. Okay? The Israelites, starting with the elect of the nation of Israel, the 1/3, they're the ones that's going to receive immortal bodies. And then when the 2/3 of Israel come back through the elect, they're going to receive those immortal bodies through coming back through the loins of the elect in the kingdom. Okay? For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, which principalities is talking about demons, right? Okay? We wrestle against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. And who are the rulers of this world? Job chapter 9, verse 24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Who has control over the whole inhabited earth through their monetary banking system? The so-called elites do. Okay? The so-called elites do. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, they have control over this whole inhabited earth. And they're ruling it in wickedness. Complete wickedness. Okay? Against spiritual wickedness in high places. And there is spiritual wickedness going on every single day. All kind of demonic enchantments going up. People having spells put on them. Curses put on them. Demons attacking people. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Okay? And taking on the whole armor of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, means accepting the 100% doctrine and doing what the Lord said. Now, let's go to Ephesians, the 5th chapter, and I'm going to close it out. Ephesians 5, verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Okay? Redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Okay? And redeeming the time. Redeeming the time means, you know, you're calculating what times we're living in. Okay? You're calculating what times we're living in. But with that, I'm going to say shalom. Is on to the next one.